Welcome to Storytimer at Large. Vali E. Davis. Vali E. Davis was born on July 27, 1955, in Michigan. She grew up in tiny Clayton, Indiana. It's a small town about 30 minutes west of Indianapolis. It's just south of Danville, Indiana. Vali married John R. Morrison on December 19, 1977, in Danville. I could not find anything about how long the marriage lasted, but by the summer of 1979, when she disappeared, she was using her maiden name again. On June 24, 1979, she went out dancing with friends at Lucifer's in Indianapolis. Disco was the thing to do then. Everyone was learning the dance moves and was eager to try them out. The music was fun, positive, and playing in heavy rotation on the radio. Vali was at that Northeast Indianapolis Side Club, which was at 86th and Keystone, with friends, enjoying the music and dancing until the early morning hours. One friend saw her walking toward her 1976 brown, copper-colored Ford Pinto as they were all leaving at about 2 in the morning. No one has seen Vali since. Vali did not make it home. Her car was found still at Lucifer's disco parking lot. The driver's side door was unlocked, so it would seem that she made it to her car and managed to get it unlocked. And then what happened? The area around the Fashion Mall then was not very developed. All the hotels, condos, restaurants, and sprawl that is there today was not there in 1979. I found a promotional film for the Fashion Mall that has an aerial view of the area, and it's pretty barren around there in when the place was first developed. Vali didn't just walk away from there. She was taken. I mean, it's just fields. Um, yeah, I don't think that she just stepped away from that place on her own. The nightclub was a busy, busy place. It was a very popular disco that had live DJs and advertised regularly in the newspapers. It drew a big crowd. Was Vali taken by a stranger? What was the situation with her ex-husband, John R. Morrison? Were they divorced already, or was that still underway? Let's also talk about who the perpetrator cannot be. Stephen Timothy Judy is already in jail for the murder of Terry Lee Chastain and her 3 young children earlier that year. It isn't Jeffrey Lynn Hand because he was shot in January of 1978 while attempting to abduct a woman in Kokomo. It isn't Donald Forrester. He was the first person I thought of for this, but he was out on parole in 1979. He had been convicted of rape, but while paroled, he and a cousin would abduct and rape women late at night as these women left bars and dance clubs. He was in custody from April of 1979 until he was convicted and sentenced to life behind bars. I checked so many newspaper articles to make sure he was not out on bail while awaiting his trial, and I don't believe he was. He and his cousin were not free when Vali E. Davis was abducted. The newspapers tell the saddest story of Vali and her family. Her mother, Willa, reported her missing, and then on the following weeks placed a regular ad in the personal column offering a $500 reward for information or the return of Vali. She later raised it to $1,000. They put the ads in the Indianapolis papers and also the Chicago Tribune. This attracted the attention of a reporter who then wrote a few articles about Vali's disappearance. Vali's parents, Willa and Dale Davis, weren't wealthy people. They had already lost a 17-year-old son 10 years earlier to a car accident. They had an older daughter who lived in Bay City, Michigan. In 1977, Dale had suffered a stroke and was recovering at home. Now their youngest daughter, Vali, was missing. One sad statistic that we know about the lives of women is that we, women, are most likely to be murdered by a romantic partner when we are leaving that relationship. Pregnancy and breakups are the biggest reasons why men murder their wives and girlfriends. Could Vali's ex-husband be responsible for her disappearance? Was he ever questioned? Where is he now? Was Vali dating anyone? Could her friends from that time have any additional information? Maybe something that did not seem important then seems very important now. Has anyone talked since then? Perhaps someone had a guilty conscience and has spoken out. Could any unidentified bodies already discovered be Vali E. Davis? I hesitate to discuss what victims were wearing because I don't think outfits are to blame for the actions of murderers. I love to stay away from victim blaming anytime I can. But in identifying remains, it could be that what Vali was wearing might help to identify her if her body is found at some point. So let's talk about what she was wearing. Vali's mother said she wore a black Kiana dress, Qiana. I had to look up Kiana. I wasn't sure about what that was. It was a type of synthetic silk fabric, not a fashion designer. This makes me think that Vali or her mom made the dress. It would not have labels and tags in that case, most likely. It was said to have lace trim and a matching purse. This makes me think that they made the purse as well. I included a picture of a dress pattern on the blog post. That blog post will be in the comments if you want to see types of dresses that were popular then and what I think this one might have looked like, but I'm not sure. If you have any information about the disappearance of Vali E. Davis, please call the Indiana State Police at 317-899-8577 or 1-800-582-8440. There's always hope that a case can get solved. Rest in peace, Vali E. Davis. I hope we find you.